Yo, this is WSoul13 bringing you Raid Shadow Legends, and now we're going to be looking at Faction Wars for Skinwalkers. Check it out, guys. Finish Faction Wars for Skinwalkers. Only have 2 left to go. So check it. Let's see what we got. Stage 21. What team did I rock? No legendaries, no healer, no reviver. Yes, I know Rhinebeast does those things, but trust me, once I show you the kit, it's not good. So as you saw back there, it took 17 minutes. It's a very annoying boss. It's the one that does the debuff and buff swap, okay? And also will do a health swap with 12 turn cooldown. So you have to kill him in 12 turns. So your comp has to have sustain and has to have damage. Very hard to do with Skinwalkers. Skinwalkers is a very limited comp. It's a very limited faction. I have no idea why Ruel isn't a Skinwalker. I mean, he's a shoo-in to be a Skinwalker, right? Darn. I have no idea, dude. I have no idea what makes him a Dark Elf with that look. But anyways, let's take a look at who made the cut, who I had to cut, what the heck happened with my Skinwalkers team. I have 5 6-star champs for Skinwalkers, but as you can see, Taurus didn't make the cut because the comps with Taurus in it, right, need Steelskull. Basically, that's it. So Steelskull provides healing, also provides cleanse, you know, which is very important because the boss will reflect back all the debuffs to you. So Taurus is great because, you know, you could like put a bunch of poisons on the boss, on the waves, you know. Taurus is good in that aspect. You can put him in regen gear and he'll probably do pretty well if you time everything correctly. He should do pretty well for you. The only problem was because I didn't have the healer, I really did want decreased attack on the team and Fane just wasn't cutting it. So I had to bring in Orn Ironhide, right? To be my decreased defense champ. Oh, also the reason why I pulled up, what's his name, Taurus in the first place, I kind of botched it because he was supposed to be my slow boy for my budget unkillable team. It didn't really pan out because his Poison Nova thingy brought his HP down to 1, you know, which kind of messes with us. Even though it gives another unkillable, it messes up the stun targeting of the boss. So maybe I can use Taurus once I get a double man-eater comp, or if I get like a tower. You know, if I pull a tower, like one of those 2 things. If I pull a tower or pull a man-eater, maybe it can still come in for me. But for now, it's kind of a waste of a 6-star, to be honest. And the reason why I 6-starred Orn Ironhide is because I just wanted him to live longer. So you can check out the stats, lots of HP. This guy was in no danger of being knocked out during the fight. All immortal gear is great, right? Basher is amazing. He will control the waves because he has an AoE, decrease cooldown skills, but increase cooldown skills by 2 turns of the enemy, and also will put up block buffs. So he's very good in the Valkyrie waves. I think it's in stage 19 or 18 or something. But yeah, the stage 21 waves are not hard at all. But Basher definitely helps. So it removes the Paragon from the picture in the second wave that can really delay you into getting to the boss. I can actually play that on auto, the waves in 21. That's how easy it is for me. And Basher is in all immortal gear. Once again, I don't have a healer in the team, so he needs to have healing. Next one on the list, Fane. Fane is actually part of my current Nightmare team, Nightmare Clan Boss team, and she is a beast. So the reason why I can get away with this extremely low defense on her is because my team runs Iron Brago, Sepulchre Sentinel, Sandlash Survivor, Skullcrusher, right? So there's a lot of, like, there's Ally Protect, and there's increased defense, and then Brago's defense passive. So I can get away with a lower defense on her, but I do want the defense higher. I'm going to work on that later on, but I have gotten a 1 key on Nightmare Clan Boss. I just haven't showcased the comp yet because I can't really get it You know, consistent. Like it's anywhere from 25 million to 39 mil. So basically, it's inconsistent as heck. So I'm working on making that more consistent and kind of affinity friendly. So we'll see. So the way she gets her life back is with lifesteal set. If you guys don't know what Fane does, come on, man. She's one of the best, one of the best damage dealing champs we have in the game. She brings decrease defense and weaken at epic, right? And also two poisons and decrease attack. So decrease attack is great for that final boss because his A1 is an AoE attack, and you just want to take the bite off that attack so your guys can live longer. Because you need both sustain and damage in that fight, decrease attack is kind of a mandatory debuff for it for that Faction Wars boss, I think. To get through the waves, I have Gnarlhorn, and Gnarlhorn just cycles through AoE War Drum, which is provoke for one turn. No damage, so you don't need to worry about affinity. No weak hits, right? And then he has unkillable. So in arena, you want to go War Drum and then unkillable. But in PvE, you want to do War Drum, A1, then unkillable. The reason why is because you're usually going to take 2 turns first. And you just kind of like burn through your unkillable before your opponents actually get a chance to try and kill you. Right, so I think a better way to cycle through his skills in PvE, like Faction Wars, is War Drum, and then A1, and then Unkillable, right? So as far as books go, all of my guys are fully booked, even Basher. I fully booked Basher, except I think Fane is missing some books in her A1. Gnarlhorn is missing books in his A1. So I got lucky a little bit with him. So it saved me 1 book. And then Orn Ironhide has no books at all. Okay. Now let's go to the unlikely healer reviver-ish of the team. So let's get the revive out of the way first. This is the revive. He has to kill an enemy, but the revive is random ally full HP. Right, so it's really strong if you can get it to go off. The problem is he's level 50. I need to 6-star him in order for this to actually work, and probably even book him up just to get more damage out of it, right? So to me, the revive not a factor. I consider my 21 win a win without a reviver because honestly, the revive did not come into play during the run, the 21 run, and the reason why is because it's so hard to pull off, right? So what is he really good for? He combines well with Gnarlhorn because his A1 gives a continuous heal. So every time he attacks, continuous heal goes on Gnarlhorn, and every time Gnarlhorn gets hit by the provokes on the enemies, it focuses the damage into one guy, continuous heal, one target, right? You get a lot of benefit from the Rhinebeast Gnarlhorn combo, right? But 15%, and then Gnarlhorn only has Frost set. I don't know if you saw it when I was with Gnarlhorn, right? But he's on Frost set. He's really fast because I had him sub for Umbral Enchantress when I had the regear Umbral for my Demon Spawn 21. So actually, how I got through was the passive right here. So the passive puts a 35% shield buff on a champ that gets attacked. So that's going to be Gnarlhorn because of the provokes. And it's based on the max HP of Rhinebeast. Fortunately, he's a defense champ. I think one way to improve him would actually be to turn him into an HP champ. But I digress. He's got pretty good HP for a 5-star champ. I have him at 45,000 HP. So there's a lot of HP for Gnarlhorn. So it just kind of like lets him live a lot longer, even with just a 15% continuous heal. So while I was cycling through, I'd get to the when I get to the final boss, everybody's topped off basically, full health, except Gnarlhorn, who's gonna be in maybe 75-80% health. And that should be enough to get you through because Gnarlhorn is an HP based champ. Pretty easy to jack up his HP. I think mine's not even that high. It's like 45,000 HP. So I think my Ursa and Ironhide has a higher HP than Gnarlhorn. But that's basically it. That's how I got through. I pulled Brackus on the last 2x event. On this current 2x event, actually. I ended up pulling Brackus. He was going to be kind of like reserved if I felt like my runs needed more damage. He's actually pretty cool because he comes with his own kind of like passive revive, which is great in case he drops, during the boss, right? So there's beast mode right here. And it's a 5-turn cooldown, so it's actually pretty good if you can get that. If you can get that kind of fixed for Faction Wars. I think he's a shoe-in actually for most people if most people get him. But for me, the MVP of Faction Wars for you, if you pull him, is Steelskull. Super good. Cleanse, heal, that's what you want. When you build Faction Wars teams, you want Revive first, Heal second, Control third, right? And then everything else is utility based on the strategy you wanted to do. So for this particular strategy right here, didn't have Steelskull, unfortunately. I went with Decrease Attack. And then as for the damage, I had Fane do the damage. And then for my sustain and healing, I I basically just reduced it to Gnarlhorn and Rhinebeast combo, right? So that's it, guys. Honestly, you don't have to run your Gnarlhorn in a Frost set, especially if you have other champs that can kind of like keep the opposing team from really doing anything to you, like Basher does. Basher basically locks down the whole team. They're just stuck on A1s. So I think you can run your own Gnarlhorn in Immortal set or Regen set, and you should be good to go. You probably won't need Rhinebeast at that point. For me, I think it worked better for me playing it this way because you really do need to figure out a way to fit a healer into your team, right? So even if I had my Gnarlhorn in an Immortal set, I probably would have still ended up using Rhinebeast over Taurus because of just that extra continuous heal, which is super important in my particular team. And that's it, guys. I'll see you all next time.